Welcome back to a new semester of Terrier Nation. I'm your host, Sally Yuan.
And I'm Addison Morin. On today's episode, Jose Rodriguez catches us up on women's basketball, while Austin Kittrell and Jack Hughes bring us the latest on the men's basketball team.
We'll also hear from Erin, Cromwell, and Ethan Pott as they update us on all things men's hockey. And finally, Dinh-Price and Mason Jablonsky will cover the latest news on women's ice hockey.
All this and more tonight on Terrier Nation.
As we welcome the dawn of 2025, it became increasingly clear that the women's basketball team in the Patriot League was contending with their formidable challenges on their journey towards success. This season commenced with a string of demanding matchups that tested their team's success, leading them to secure only 2 victories out of their first 11 games. The first of this victory came on January 8th during a thrilling road contest against American University. Just 2 weeks later, the team celebrated their second victory against Holy Cross in front of a boisterous home crowd. The standout performance of freshman Allison Shortner and senior captain Alex Giannaros were key to the team's success. Both players constantly rose to the occasion during critical moments of the game, often leading the team in essential statistic categories. Giannaros, who has been a cornerstone of this team, achieved a notable personal milestone during the matchup against Holy Cross. In a celebratory moment for her and the squad, she scored her 300th point of the season with her last basket of the game. This feat showcased her exponential dedication and talent and served as an inspiring example of leadership both on and off the court. Next, the Terriers will embark on a challenging 2-game road trip facing Colgate and Loyola, Maryland. For the second time this year, both teams met earlier this season when BU lost against Colgate 61-49, and they lost against Loyola, Maryland in a hard-fought battle 72-68. Now let's send it over to Austin and Jack with men's basketball.
Thanks, Jose. As the men's basketball team finish off their last few regular season games, their dichotomy between road games and home games becomes more and more apparent. While the Terriers have a mediocre 12-13 record, they have a 2-10 record on the road, with their most recent loss coming to Holy Cross after beating the Crusaders at home on a national broadcast. After the lead created by the Crusaders, BU kept having runs to eat away at the lead. Ultimately, by the second half, the lead was too much for the Terriers to make a comeback. Freshman guard Asmar Abdullah led the team, scoring with 14 points to contribute to the team's 52.
And keep in mind, this is the same team that earlier in the month dropped a season high against Division I competition in the Navy game at home without leading scorer Tyrone Alexander, who had the flu. If that doesn't encapsulate where this team is at, I don't know what will. In fairness to the Terriers, there is no Patriot League team with a winning record on the road, and the only team in the vicinity is Loyola, Maryland at 5-8. Even the top-seeded American Eagles are sitting at 4-9 in the category. Home court advantage is going to be huge for the playoffs in March, which wouldn't bode well for BU, currently sitting at 5th.
Sophomore guard Michael McNair has been a key source of offense for the Terriers, finding the basket en route to 13 points in his last game, including 2 immediate threes to spark the Terriers. McNair is in the midst of a breakout season as he's averaging the second most points per game on this year's Terriers squad, behind Tyrone Alexander with 10.7. Lately, he has achieved double figures in the Terriers' last 3 wins, and one of the major elements aiding his success is his three-point capabilities. McNair has hit at least 4 threes in a game 6 times this season, while shooting a team-high 42% from downtown. That's NBA-level shooting right there.
Absolutely, and for BU, gaining that offensive consistency from him is game-changing. With Ethan Aquosa going down early in the season, other guards and wings needed to step up. Doubly so when Matai Baptiste and Ben Palacios also left the lineup in mid-December and January, respectively. While there have been hiccups along the way, it seems as though the team has adjusted to those absences. Tyrone Alexander has been as reliable as it gets scoring-wise, and I think it's a good sign that Miles Brewster was still able to average double digits in a 4-game stretch, despite going 3 for 15 from beyond the arc in that same stretch. Bad shooting nights happen, and it's comforting to have evidence he can get things done when the shot isn't falling. When the shot is falling, well, you can get performances like against Navy, a career-high 25 points, and he was only one shot away from a perfect game from the field. The Terriers are now 2 games out of 4th place and a chance to host a playoff game with a 2-game homestand upcoming. So there's a good chance BU can make up some ground near the end of the regular season. That's all we have. Erin, Ethan, over to you.
Thanks, Austin and Jack. Even in the depths of winter, the Boston University men's ice hockey team found a way to cheer up everyone on campus by bringing home their 32nd Beanpot title at TD Garden. I'm Erin Cromwell, and he's Ethan Pott, here to break it all down.
Absolutely, Erin. Let's look back at the Terriers' road to the Beanpot. Despite losing to Boston College twice before the season, the team improved by cleaning up on small mistakes that cost them games the first half of the season and staying out of the box. Let's take a look at this year's tournament, starting off with the Terriers' semifinal victory against the Harvard Crimson. The Terriers came out on top, beating Harvard a whopping 7-1. Erin, walk us through it.
The Terriers were down 1-0 early, but it didn't take long for them to take control. Devin Kaplan tied it up, then Shane LeChant scored a stunning goal to put BU ahead. Cole Hudson, Jack Harvey, and Quinn Hudson also recorded goals for the Terriers this game, and the team ran away with a 7-1 victory, heading to the finals with great momentum.
And we can't talk about the Beanpot without mentioning BU's newest player, goalie Mikhail Yegorov. Coach Jay Pandolfo made the decision to start the freshman 4 days after he officially joined the team, in the second game against BC a few weeks ago. Yegorov played strong in a packed Conte Forum arena, only letting in 1 power play goal. Starting again at the Garden against Harvard, he stopped 26 shots, proving himself as a key to the team's success.
That's right, Ethan. The team and Yegorov's success didn't stop there. The Terriers came into the Beanpot finals hungry to prove they could beat Boston College. With a little help from BU alums Lane Hudson and Macklin Celebrini, who read the starting lineups in the locker room and paid a visit to the Dog Pound. Waving a BU flag in the student section, their energy could be felt around the arena.
The team took the ice playing arguably their best game of the season. The Eagles took an early lead, and the Terriers looked sloppy in the first period. BC's Ryan Leonard found Gabe Perreault across the slot and scored on a wide-open net with Yegorov partway out of the crease. Despite BC's quick passing and dominant offense, even when the Terriers were on power plays, BU did not let the first period set the narrative for the rest of the game.
I completely agree. Whatever was said in the locker room after the first should really be studied, because their second and third periods were a completely different story for the Terriers. Breaking out of the neutral zone, Nick Rukanaukis, who only recently made his way into the lineup, found Brandon Svoboda, who netted the Terriers' first goal of the game. Cole Hudson fed off this energy, scoring the second goal only a minute later, and the BU Dog Pound erupted.
The team entered the third period with a 2-1 lead and just 20 minutes standing between them and their 32nd Beanpot title. The team made sure not to get too comfortable with their lead. With 6 minutes left, freshman Cole Iserman caught the puck in the air with his stick and brought it down to the net, making it 3-1. An empty net goal by Gavin McCarthy was the cherry on top for the team, as BC fans flocked out of the arena, leaving BU to defeat the #1 ranked team in the country for their 32nd Beanpot title.
A big win for the Terriers, but their season isn't over yet. With 7 regular season games left, they'll be pushing for a playoff spot and a shot at the Frozen Four National Championship.
Now we're going to pass it over to Henry and Mason with women's hockey.
Thanks, Erin and Ethan. The BU women's ice hockey team is defying all expectations this season, skating their way to the top of Hockey East. The Terriers finished in 7th place a season ago and were eliminated in the first round of the Hockey East tournament. This year, in head coach Tara Watchorn's second season at the helm, BU has set a record for its most points ever in a Hockey East campaign. The Terriers currently sit at 53 points, one ahead of second place UConn, with 4 regular season games remaining. Henry, what's been working so well for the team this season?
Yeah, Mason, it has certainly been a surprise turnaround for the Terriers. BU has not won a regular season Hockey East championship since 2013, but will have a chance to do so in the final weekend of the season, a home-and-home series with UConn. Whether they finish in that top spot or not, it has been a wildly successful season, and the real question is why. This Terrier roster is quite similar to the one it had a year ago, and yet the results have been wildly different. I think a lot of credit has to be given to player improvements up and down the lineup and a familiarity playing under Watchorn.
Yeah, absolutely, Henry. Watchorn entered the season with a full year coaching the Scarlet and White under her belt. She's had time to lay the foundation for a successful team, and now we're seeing it come to fruition on the ice. Coach Watchorn has built a winning culture at Walter Brown, and we've seen that through the team's resilience and relentlessness. In their last game against Providence, BU was shut out in the first 2 periods and trailed 1-0 heading into the final frame before scoring 4 goals to win the game and secure the season sweep over the Friars. The Terriers have a knack for finding gritty ways to get the job done, firing a barrage of unanswered goals late in the game to defeat Providence despite being outshot 37-21. Up and down the roster, the team boasts experienced talent, and one player who has really taken a big leap this year is junior Sydney Healy. In her sophomore campaign, Healy logged 14 points with 7 goals and 7 assists. This year, Healy has netted a team-high 13 goals and posted 6 assists. And Henry, the story hasn't just been about Sydney Healy. This is a deep team with 11 skaters who have scored 10 or more points this season.
Most definitely, Mason. Healy's goal-scoring emergence, in addition to BU's skating depth, has been huge, and that depth stretches to the goaltending room as well. BU has the luxury of having 2 great netminders, Callie Shanahan and Mari Peterson. Peterson was injured during the first half of the season. Now that she is back, Watchorn has operated a split goalie room, and both have played phenomenally. Shanahan, who has started 22 games this season, sports a .924 save percentage while allowing just 1.8 goals per game. Peterson has started 8 games and has a .920 save percentage and a 1.83 goals against average. She was named Hockey East Defender of the Week after making a career-high 36 saves in that 4-1 win over Providence. The ability to plug and play 2 great goalies while keeping them both well-rested has been key.
Yeah, great point, Henry. You just lit the lamp. Every team wants a star goaltender, and BU seems to have 2 of them. We've seen BU's strength on both ends of the rink as they lead Hockey East with 16 power play goals and a save percentage of .936. Their penalty kill has been absolutely exceptional, sitting atop the conference in penalty kill efficiency and allowing just 4 power play goals in 72 opportunities. The team has really found their stride with the finish line in sight. It'll be thrilling to see how they perform down the final stretch. Plus, if BU claims that regular season Hockey East championship, you'll find me doing a Healy wheelie on a bicycle up and down Comm Ave to celebrate. Ring, ring. Now, let's throw it back to Addison and Sally at the desk.
Thanks, Henry and Mason. That's all we have time for tonight on Terrier Nation. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and X for the latest Terrier sports updates at Terrier Nation 10. I'm Addison Morin.
I'm Sally Yun. From all of us here at Terrier Nation in Studio West, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.